Patriots fans, the hype train is going full steam ahead, and it's only getting better. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron. On the daily Patriots content, don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well. Hit the like button, mean the world to me. So let's jump right into it. We only are getting better news on the Patriots wide receivers. We're going to jump into a couple different stories. First and foremost, Kyle Williams, encouraging news coming out of OTAs. Christian Gonzalez jumping into talking about him, basically saying, listen, a lot of very incredibly competitive. Obviously, like most wide receivers, this one's pretty funny, but he talks that talk. But when it gets down to it, he gets in there, puts his head down, gets to work. He's hungry. He's ready to go. At this point, that's all you can ask from him. Come in, get the work done, ask the questions when needed. Again, he has made the most. I think day one, he had some struggles, but he has made the most of his time in OTAs. And I truly believe when we talked about it pre-draft and the wide receivers, we talked about Jaden Higgins from Iowa State. We talked about Noel, who is also from Iowa State. We talked about Royal, who's from Utah State. All these different guys and who could fit for the Patriots. And I think it is going to become more clear as time goes on, as we approach the beginning of the season, that Kyle Williams was the right pick. Again, that doesn't mean I'm not saying he's going to be wide receiver number one. I'm not saying that he's going to go out there and make the Pro Bowl. But what I'm saying is he is going to be a very valuable piece for this offense, for Drake May. And again, the biggest thing the Patriots have wanted to do besides fix the trenches, is we want to get weapons to Drake May. We want to get him receivers that can do their job, that can obviously get open, make plays after the catch, all these different things. And Kyle Williams has that breakout potential on the vertical routes. He can do, and as well, he can do it all by any position when it comes to the wide receiver. So again, I'm only getting more and more excited about Kyle Williams. And again, you have a lot of people have said, Aaron, look at the track record of the Patriots drafting wide receivers. Again, let's not forget Pop Douglas. Pop Douglas, still one of my favorite guys. I think he still has a ton of potential in the slot, and I think he can excel in this offense of Josh McDaniels. But then you have Chisholm as well, the undrafted free agent. I also think he can add a lot if he makes the team. And again, I think he has a very good shot. But these young wide receivers under these, older kind of veterans, obviously, and Stefon Diggs, who should be the number one wide receiver on this team. And then Kendrick Bourne, even though it's going to be interesting to see what happens to Kendrick Bourne moving forward. I do think there's a possibility that he does get dropped, because again, you can't keep all these wide receivers. It's not going to work. So again, looking at Kyle Williams though, and before we jump into the other wide receivers, what have you been impressed with? What are you most excited for with Kyle Williams? And the big question is this: what do you think is his ceiling this year? What do you personally believe can be his ceiling this year? Let me hear from you. And that could be, listen, I think he's gonna end up having the fourth most receiving yards on the team. I think that he can score, ceiling for him would potentially be 6 touchdown pass receptions, something like that. You might even say, listen, I think he could be a Pro Bowler. What do you think? Comment below. Now, we jump into the whole wide receiver room. And again, I think this is going to be the biggest talked about thing when it comes to the New England Patriots going into training camp, going into the preseason games, and then week one against the Raiders, is who are they going to keep and who are they going to cut? Who's going to hit the road? Now, again, two of those bigger questions would be the younger guys in Polk and Baker. Again, a lot of us love Kayshon Boutte. Bring that booty. I will always say that, not unapologetic about that. One, because it's funny, and two, you got to listen. I need to get a hoodie. We're gonna find a hoodie that says like "Bring that booty" or something like that. It would be hilarious. I would wear it. I don't know if you would. Maybe not. Who cares? I think it's funny. But anyways, I think there's a ton of potential here. And again, a lot of hungry guys who are going to bring out the best in each other. Now, I like, again, the pickup of Mac Hollins. I think he's someone who has not been talked about as much just because you have that big name, Stefon Diggs. You have the hype up of Kyle Williams. You have, Pop Douglas and what's going to happen with Kendrick Bourne and all this stuff. So I feel like Mac Hollins has kind of been on the back burner of what people have talked about. But again, we can't forget him and his presence and the experience that he has that's going to help this team. Now, moving on to our boy Stefon. Stefon was in OTAs working out right here. Now, fun fact for you right there. Okay, doing the dumbbell press right there, legs off the ground, eliminates the leg drive, makes it incredibly harder. So a lot of times when you're lifting, you plant those feet, the butt comes off the bench, you get a little more upward momentum to help you get the weight up. Baby, this is all chest, lats, triceps. Man, it's in as well as that balance component because your feet aren't planted on the ground. But great to see. Now, one of these ones I was really pumped to see. The next one I believe is landmine press. Again, great shoulder workout, unilateral lift, all that fun stuff. I believe it's the next one that we're going to jump into. Come on. Here we go. Yes. These are like the burpee up downs, jumping. So being able to plant, land on that leg, push, and have that kind of power, impressive in the nice racquetball court there. And then here a little inverse row with the resistance on the band. Again, a lot of core and then upper body there as well. Core again there being the fact that he is having to stabilize that core to stay straight. And then right here you can call it an arch slam. Good planting that leg. And then you got some sprints, baby, with the chains, some resistance running. So good stuff here. Listen, week 1, baby, Stefon Diggs. Let's absolutely go. I think he is going to be ready to go, and I'm pumped to see him. Now, again, I don't want him rushed out too soon, but again, this only helps us get more hyped up for this season. Last but not least, I just want to jump into this because I think this is funny, and I think it's possible. But in the 2028 Olympics in LA, they will be having flag football, and I swear, if the United States does not win, it's going to be embarrassing. It will be embarrassing. Now, some of you might not know this. I don't know if it's professional. I don't believe it's professional. It might be like semi-pro. But the U.S. technically already has a flag football team that travels and plays other countries and all this stuff. And, they came out and said, listen, it is not fair if NFL players who have never played flag football, I guess besides in the Pro Bowl, come out and take our spots. Not fair. That is such an absurd statement. The best players in the world at this craft are not forgoing the NFL to go play semi-pro flag football. You cannot tell me that Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, baby Drake May coming up, Pro Bowler, would not do worlds better than any of these flag football quarterbacks. Now, don't get me wrong. I do know it's somewhat different schematics, how you play and all these different things. I'm not saying we're getting offensive line out there. You are bringing athletic players out there all around, including the center, the guy who snaps it, who can go out for a pass. So there are different strategies, schematics, all these different things to the game. But what would be cool is if Tom Brady did make a comeback and said, listen, I'm going to go play in the Olympics. I'm going to go win a gold medal in flag football, which I will tell you, if there's one quarterback 50 years old that could do it, I would tell you it's Tom Brady. I think everyone's like, yeah, I think he could. In all reality, I truly believe that Tom Brady in some form or fashion could still be playing football right now if he wanted to. But again, there comes a point where it's like, hey, what's next in life? And then as well, like I think there's a big family component to him as well. But I would love to see it, and I think it would be I think it would be an awesome move, and I think it would hype a lot of people up to watch the Olympics. I've already told my 5-year-old, who will be 8 at the time, that we are going to the Olympics in LA just for flag football. We are going to tailgate. We're going to do it the true American way. We're going to go watch. I'm sure the tickets are going to be astronomical, but that if they can get some just crazy players out there, and they should be able to absolutely destroy some teams. But again, who knows? But that's my hope. What's your thought? Flag football, Olympics. What's your first thought? America all the way, or I don't know. What I obviously other countries are playing, but what's that going to look like? Who knows? Who's your starting? Who the heck's your starting lineup? Who do you want to see on offense? Who do you want to see on defense? Let's hear from you. Anyways, my name's Aaron. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already. I appreciate every single one of you. We'll talk later. Peace.